This is
bodybuilding. Alright, ground beef 101. How do you get ground beef that's not so greasy and runny, nice? You can do it one of two ways. Alright, off-season diet, ground beef 101 primed. I prefer the George Foreman method that I was doing at home, but I'll show you what an MMA fighter taught me at the gym. So let's get to it. Okay, gentlemen. So at this point, I made a little pizza shape of the ground beef, and now I'm going to make sure I have open up some flow paths so it'll drain. All right, and I'm ready to throw it in my container. A lot of people ask me, well, how come you save the grease? Why do you save the grease? You know, why do you put it in your protein container? I tell them, well, why would you put that shit down your drain? I mean, I guess if you don't own the pipes. Alright, so I've given it some time to cook, and as you can see, I've chopped little lines in it. Right, I'll just use that for my grease instead of putting it down the drain and clogging that shit up. So here's the draining process. Hopefully you guys can see it. Take your spatula, and you want to drain it parallel to the lines that you've cut them, so it'll drain. You know what I mean? And here you go. Zing, zing, zing. There's draining process, and then the bottom half has been cooked, so I like to just give her a nice little flip. Bing, bing. Right? So now the bottom half will have a chance to cook, and then we'll get back to the part that's not so obvious to some of you guys. Guess I skipped a step. After I flipped it over, that's when I make it into the ground beef. I chop it up, and then all the raw side is pretty much on the bottom. And now it's gonna start cooking again. It'll get liquidy, but then we're gonna switch it up. Okay, so I've cooked the top part, drained it in here, flipped it over. It was like a pancake. Let the underside that was red cook a little bit, then I chopped it up. Then when it got cooked, I let it to drain. So now the final part is throw it in a strainer, man. Throw it in a strainer, and then make sure that you turn the hot water on and it's hot. And when the water turns hot, then start running it over the ground beef. You'll get any residual, any fat that was sitting on the outside. And toss up between whether this works better than the George Foreman or not. 'Cause, you know, I like this style. So got that all rinsed off. Make sure you use hot water. Throw her back in here. Right? And then that's a good point to add your seasoning. Personally, I like my taco seasoning, and that'll help me chew down that dry ass ground beef. And just waiting on my man potato. Throw it in again. This time 222. And there you go, boys. Off-season diet. Ground beef and potatoes. Making those big biceps even bigger.